Finally, World of Pro Wrestling has returned.
YouTube, I'm Tamara, and this is my co-host Al Dente, and we are
World of Pro Wrestling, brother! Where we give our opinion on the current state of the wrestling industry today, and today our topic is Hulk Hogan's TNA! Alright, we just want to start off by saying that we respect TNA, but what they're doing currently is bad.
Yeah, but when they brought in Hulk Hogan, that was a good idea for TNA. But when they brought in every other superstar with Hulk Hogan, that was not a good idea at all, right?
I didn't really think bringing Hogan in was a great idea. I mean,
well, it brings the name of Hogan to TNA.
Yeah, I know, but bringing Hogan in would have been better had he come back to WWE, not TNA.
But TNA needed a name.
But he looks out of shape. That's the same with Scott Hall.
And Ric Flair.
Yeah, well, Flair looked bad anyway in WWE, but Scott Hall looked good.
Scott Hall
is Scott Hall when he came back at No Way Out with the rest of the NWO. He looked pretty good. I mean, he looked in shape. All right, he might have had some problems back then still.
Yeah, but now he's just fat.
Yeah, he's fat. He doesn't show up for work.
He doesn't do anything. But his counterpart, which is I call him X-Pac. I'm not sure what he's called.
Well, some people call him Sean Waltman.
Sean Waltman now because he can't use the X-Pac name because the WWE owns that.
But I'm surprised they can call him Six-Pac because he was also... Actually, no. In WCW he was Six-Pac, but Vince owns WCW.
So there's a lot of controversy around his name. But he looks like he did 10 years ago. He's in shape. He's ready to go. Compared to Scott Hall, who looks like he shouldn't be wrestling anymore. Now, with the other wrestlers they brought in, Hulk Hogan wanted to bring in the young talent to TNA, but from what I see, it's young talent, but it's not original talent.
Really?
Which we like to call...
TNA should change its name to NOT,
which is
no original talent.
Because they keep bringing in so many former WWE, WCW superstars.
And it's not even that a lot of them are good. Nash can't walk.
They're just names TNA's using so people change the channel.
Yeah, it puts asses in seats, and apparently that's not even doing anything in TNA. Because if they, God forbid, not really, they would have to get to a big name venue eventually.
But where they are currently, they're doing what WCW did, where they had MGM Studios at Disney WCW. Now they're at Universal Studios for TNA. Their arena is too small. If they want primetime big name people, they gotta put them in the right arena. I can understand that the superstars in TNA don't want to travel like in the WWE, but they won't get enough respect and watching if they don't have live events that can suit a lot of people. If they only have house shows, it's too small.
That was one of the things that Kurt Angle was talking about when he first was thinking about coming to TNA, that the fact that the schedule isn't as demanding as it is in WWE.
Yeah, that's why RVD just did the same thing.
But not only with Hogan, and by the way with Hogan, it's a shame that he can't say Hulkamania. He now says TNA Maniacs or something like that.
And the thing with TNA, what they're recently doing ever since they just did the live show against Raw is they're promoting themselves way too much. TNA. I can understand that they want their name, but the way every single superstar on the roster is saying, oh, TNA's great, blah, blah, blah. We know you transfer to the show because it provides you more of an open space for creativity with your storylines, but with everything else that you're trying to do, it's too much self-promotion and you're just ruining your name.
Yeah, I mean, you can't... you can't control the fans. I mean, it's getting annoying that they keep chanting TNA.
They did the same thing in ECW, but ECW deserved that.
ECW deserved it. ECW was something different. It wasn't really wrestling. It was just something else. TNA is just the same stuff. Who wants to cross the line? When you cross the line, you just see the same people that you saw before you crossed the line.
But the people you see is what you've seen maybe a couple years ago, some just names off the bat. Before Hulk, there was Mick Foley, Kurt Angle, who else? Jeff Hardy was one of the first originals.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy was in there, and Shannon Moore also.
Shannon Moore. But now, ever since Hulk Hogan came back, we got Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson was Mr. Kennedy.
Bobby Lashley, they have
I think Lashley might leave.
Lashley might leave. I think he's off the roster now.
Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys, there was no point.
One night, I don't know why.
No point to them being
We already said Scott Hall and
X-Pac.
Eric Bischoff is
Eric
back.
Bischoff. But what I see TNA doing is they're exactly doing what WCW did back when they had the original Monday Night Wars, where they're recreating
the
WCW with Hulk Hogan. He became the face of WCW.
But there's something I want to say about that, though. I have to say something. But well, I mean, a lot of people are saying that he's making it more like WCW, and he is. I mean, the entrance ramp is the same in TNA now.
That's what I like. I like the 4-quarter post. I never liked the 6-sided thing. Now they could actually do some more.
But the ramp is exactly the same as it was in the early days, like early '90s WCW. But anyway, back to the point. The problem with WCW wasn't the NWO. It was the fact that they didn't know what to do after the NWO. When they brought in the Wolfpack, and they went to they had the red and black going to war with the white and black, the two different versions of NWO. That wasn't a problem. The problem was they didn't know what else to do, and that killed WCW along with other business problems.
If TNA wants more viewership, they have to have more original talent than what's being produced. WWE, not to be a fan favorite, but with the NXT, even though they have major superstars on it, they do have the young rookies who actually can fight. They're actually pretty good. I'd rather watch that over another show because I've never seen them fight. I want to see what they do, if they're different, compared to TNA's hiring all these so-called WWE has-beens to people who don't want to watch them anymore, so they go to TNA. But TNA, if they want more viewership, they have to create more original talent. They originally did. I mean, they really did.
They have people, like they have Christopher Daniels, Frankie Kazarian is back. They on a recent Impact, I think it was last week, they had basically the rebirth of the X Division, which is very good. I mean, that's what brought TNA to the game.
Yeah.
But even that match last week was bad.
Yeah, but they have to have more people like that, because TNA, there's just too many. Oh, this guy's coming back next week, and the following week, we got a new guy, and the following week after that, we got another guy.
And another problem that I have, not only do they get the rejects and the has-beens of WWE, and not everywhere else, but just mostly WWE, the fact that they have a lot of guys who are they take on personas of other wrestlers. Like now, AJ Styles walks out with Flair's black robe, and it looks like something that he got out of Perez Hilton's closet. With the
thing with Flair is that he can't wrestle anymore. Yeah, you have to admit that. When he talks, he looks like he's going to have a heart attack.
Yeah,
he's screaming too much. He falls down once. He's out. He's done. Like the thing this past week with Sting, and he beat up RVD in 10 seconds. That's the worst way to bring back somebody. Yeah. And then Hulk Hogan comes back to fight. He hits Hulk Hogan barely in the stomach once. He starts to bleed. He's on the floor. He needs assistance.
This is like the Macho Man when he got hit once in the knee. He'd have like a knee injury, and he would be hobbling back to the backstage area. The thing with Flair also is, like you said, he can't wrestle anymore, and he's way out of shape.
They would be better more of a manager kind of state, not wrestling anymore.
Well, he sort of is. I mean, he's like a manager type position for AJ Styles, which is what I thought they were going to originally stick with, but apparently they decided.
Apparently they need the name to fight.
Yeah, well. All right.
So with that, TNA needs to have more original talent and stop hiring so many WWE former superstars. So I think that's all we're going to cover for Hogan today and his TNA. Hopefully TNA can get better, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Alright, Al, I think that's all the time we have for today. If you liked our video, please click that button to my side and subscribe.
The question of the day is, what is your opinion on Hulk Hogan and TNA?
Leave your answers and comments below. See ya.
Keep it in the ring, YouTube.